Hey, how's it going tonight, guys? Happy to see all you guys here. I'm excited to do this video tonight. It's actually a really fun video. If you guys can't tell by the title, should I quit? It's a question that, honestly, if you are chasing success, if you want anything, any type of big success, and this, what's cool about this video is it's not specific just to any particular set of people, group of people. A lot of mine are geared towards network marketers. This one is not necessarily. This one is in general, okay? I'll use some examples from network marketing, but this one is not geared just towards network marketers. If you are chasing success, if you are going after anything worthwhile, at one point or another, you should want to quit. And I'll say that one more time just so you guys can kind of understand. If you're chasing anything big, anything important, worthwhile, anything that is more than just a minor success, you should want to quit at least every now and then. Okay, and you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like, isn't the usual advice, don't quit, keep going, you know, don't stop? And yeah, definitely. I'm not saying you should quit. I'm saying you should want to quit. Okay, if you guys are chasing any type of success, okay, especially say network marketing, you want to be a six-figure earner, a seven-figure earner. You want to build giant teams. You want to build internationally. You want to understand business skills. It is going to take work. And if you're putting that work in, chances are you're not always seeing the results, especially not at first. Things are going to happen that make you question, well, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? I'm not seeing the results that I want. Okay? And every one of us, you know, I was actually kind of thinking up how I wanted to talk about this tonight, and in my mind I thought, well, I can come up with a great scenario, and that'd be fantastic, you know. But everybody's had instances in their life where they've wanted to quit. I mean, and I'm just going to use network marketing examples, but really think about your life. Think about anything in your life that you've tried to go after, and this converts right over to it, okay? For a new network marketer, how many times you started out, you know, you've got 200, 300, 400 people on a list. You're like, heck yeah, this is rocking and rolling. I am going to be doing great. You start picking up the phone. You're calling them, text messaging them, emailing them, however you want to get in contact with them. You're talking to people. You know, before you know it, you just boom, 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 down that list. Maybe you're 100 deep, and all of a sudden nobody's saying yes. Everybody's calling you crazy. You know, you're like, well, what's this? This is kind of strange. Okay, what about when your company is doing an incentive trip? Okay, you're thinking, oh man, if I can hit these goals, if I can do this, all I need to do is this much per month. I'll make it there, and it'll be amazing. Well, all of a sudden you start getting into that competition. You start getting further on down the road. It's a week before the deadline, and you realize that you're going to fall this much short. Okay, no matter all the effort you put in. Okay, maybe it's the day of that it's closing. You realize that's how short you fell. What about when you're finally free? Okay, I know I've got people out there making six-figure incomes, maybe high five figures. They're in the $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 range. Okay, some of you $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 range. You get all the way there, and you're sitting there thinking, man, life is good. I am loving this. I can't wait to just go on my trip. I've got 5 vacations planned this year. Well, all of a sudden, your company goes out of business. Something happens, you know. There's a detail that was overlooked. Well, all of a sudden, you're sitting there with no income. Everything gone. Your whole future that you had mapped out. You and your team, people that look to you for support, and you're sitting there all of a sudden, well now what? Okay, what about even before you get to that point? You're sitting there, maybe your company tells you, hey, you get 3 good people, you work with those 3 good people, you can create an amazing lifestyle, an amazing income. Well, you find your 3 people, you guys are rocking and rolling, you're going down the road to success. I mean, you're just week in and week out, you're climbing the volume ranks, you are doing some fantastic stuff. Any goal you set, you guys just demolish it. All of a sudden you wake up one morning and there's a text message from one of the top leaders in your team, and they say, hey, sorry, but I'm out, can't do this anymore. No more details on it. They're just like, I quit. How are you feeling when you get to that point? Okay, all these instances talk about kind of the roller coaster of life. You're sitting there, you start out at the top, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is awesome, life is great, there's nothing better. Well, you start going towards your success, you start rushing towards it, putting one foot after another, chasing it, and all of a sudden you start to trip and to fall, and at that point you start thinking to yourself, well, this isn't fair, this isn't right, like that's not how everything was supposed to work out. What's going on? I worked so hard for this. Seems like just when we want it the most, life tries to kick us the hardest. It seems like something wants us to quit. And why? I mean, why? It's one way to look at it, guys. Like, why shouldn't you quit? I mean, obviously, something's not going right. You're not doing something right. I mean, can't we all learn to take a hint? Doesn't life try to steer us in the direction that's best for us? I think we've all heard that. If it's hard, then that means you shouldn't be doing it. What did you even get started for in the first place? When you joined your company, when you started out on this great path towards this amazing goal, what was that goal even worth it? I mean, you're looking at it now, you're in the trenches. Is what you were fighting for, is the goal that you were originally going for, is that worth it? I mean, what's so wrong with being average? Is there a downside to that? Some of you guys might be sitting there thinking, why the heck am I listening to Jonathan talk about, justifying quitting? And I'm not trying to justify, I'm trying to address the elephant in the room, guys. Any time that we are going through hardship, those questions pop into our mind. If it hasn't popped into your mind, that means you're not working hard enough. I'll be point blank. You can't show me a top earner in our industry. You can't show me a top earner in any industry, whether it is network marketing, real estate, traditional sales, small business ownership, any industry, okay? You can't show me somebody who is succeeding, thriving, that hasn't had the thought of quitting, the thought of maybe this isn't for me, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe my goals were kind of crazy, maybe I was dreaming a little too big. You're gonna get it because you will put in so much work. This is the way. I'm getting ahead of myself, okay? You will put in so much work, though, that you will get to the point that you you want to quit, and you almost do. There's times where you sit there and you just think in your mind, you're like, I don't know if the end goal, if what I'm aiming for is ever going to happen. This is crazy. Should I really keep going for it? Okay? I'm just addressing it, guys. Elephant in the room, just so everybody knows. Anybody who's getting started in network marketing, I'll be honest, if you guys can't handle that idea, if you can't handle the idea that you're going to have to work, and that chances are, 100% chances, okay? Not just 50-50, there's 100%. If you're going after being any sizable earning any sizable income, you'll want to quit at some point. Whether it's in the very beginning, whether it's in the middle, or the end, or all three, you will want to quit. Okay, I've heard it from 7-figure, from 6-figure, from 5-figure. Heck, I've heard it from people who are making $500. They say, man, you know, all the time, like, I just want to quit. It was hard. It was hard to get this $500. You know, somebody who's making $10,000 a month. It was hard to get here. Somebody who's making $100,000 a month. It was really hard to get here. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all hard. That's the way life is. Okay, life doesn't want you to quit. All right, you guys remember I asked that question earlier. Why does life want you to quit? It doesn't. Life isn't trying to say, hey, Susie, go quit. Hey, John, go quit. Hey, Matthew, go quit. Okay? Life isn't going and saying that. What life is doing is it's testing you. Life has one rule. It gives to those who deserve. Those who deserve receive. End of question. In order to show that you deserve whatever it is that your goal is, whatever your ambition is, what you're chasing, you have to go after it. You have to push past those hard times. You're going to have times where you just want to fall down. Okay, you're going to have times where you want to quit and you want to say, I'm done. I tap out. I can't do this anymore. It's not worth it. But you realize you're right on that verge. You are right there on that edge where life is saying, let's see how far we can push him or her. Let's see how far we can push you. Because if we can push you far enough, and you still keep going, then you're worthy of whatever rewards it is that we want to give you. That's the way life works, guys. And everybody's heard this. You've probably heard it because it's called the law of sowing and reaping. All right? It's as simple as that. If you can't prove that you are worthy enough for that goal, okay, if you can't sow the right seeds, you will not accomplish it. You will not achieve it. And I don't mean that in a mean way. That's not to say that anybody can't accomplish it. That just means that you've got to be willing to push past the hard times, push past the times that nothing seems to be going your way. You're gonna step into the ring, okay? You're gonna be fighting for your life, fighting for the life that you want, that you desire. And let's be honest, life is not an easy fight. Okay, it's like you're stepping in the ring with Muhammad Ali. Okay, I mean that's just the way it is. You're getting in there, and sometimes we're hopping in with no experience. Sometimes we got a little bit of experience. Doesn't matter where we're at though. Life goes hard all the time, and it will beat you. It'll beat you down. Okay, everybody's heard the Rocky quote. It'll beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. The thing is, you can't let it. You have the choice to stand back up. Anybody who's seen Rocky has seen, pick your movie, okay? He gets knocked down, and it's hard. He's sitting there in his mind. He's thinking, is this worth it? Okay, I've got to stand back up. I'm getting the crap beat out of me. But what happens? He stands up. And when he stands up, he wins. It's inevitable. It's a high point in the movie. You're thinking, oh my gosh, Rocky just got knocked out. No, okay? And it's the same for you whenever you are chasing your success, you're going to get knocked down. Everybody around you is watching. Everybody who told you no is watching. Everybody who said, I don't think that's going to work, they're watching you. And if you can stay there on your knees and they're going to say, I knew it. Or you can stand back up and they're going to say, whoa. Whoa. Something's going on. You just got back up. That's not like most people. You're not average. You're not normal. This is something I need to pay attention to. Okay? If you guys never noticed, I'm a huge sports guy. Going back to the law of sowing and reaping, okay? When you were in high school, if you played sports, I'm sure you played sports with a couple different classifications of guys, but I want to focus on two groups. One group was the people, the natural athletes. I mean, these kids, you throw any type of ball at them, you throw any type of anything at them, that they can I mean, they're just all-stars. Okay, they go join basketball, football, wrestling, soccer, track, weightlifting. The list goes on and on. They could play 8 sports at the same time and still beat the person who's only playing one sport. Okay, yeah. They could dribble 2 basketballs and still go around the back, slam dunk both of them at the same. Okay, they're that good. And you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, like this person's so good. They never even have to work at it. They never even have to try. But then you get the other group of people. Okay, they work their butts off day in and day out. They are going out to the field. They are going out to the court. They are going in the weight room. They're going out to the track. They're doing everything they can to get better and better. They're watching game film. They are going and talking with the coach, having those late night practices, early morning practices, things like that. You guys ever notice whoever makes it to college and then whoever makes it from college to the NFL? It's not the people that have that natural talent. I saw it a lot of times in my high school. There was people that I thought should be, I was like, man, they're going all the way. If I was going to put money on anybody, they're going all the way. And you get the people who I was like, maybe they could. They got a good work ethic. I don't know if they got everything that it takes though. Guess where those people ended up? College, playing the sport they love. Okay. The other guys, not so much. They fell short because, again, the loss of sowing and reaping. Okay, their reaping, okay, their sowing was that high school period, that middle school period, those summers, those late nights, early mornings when they're practicing hard. The other guys, what were they sowing? Nothing. They just had the natural talent to take them when they were in high school. Okay, once it takes going to the next level, you have to work to get to the next level. And that's the same with anything in life. If you're not out there putting in the time, putting in the sweat, the blood, the tears, you name it, whatever it is, if you're not putting it in there, okay, if you aren't, it's like putting money in a bank, guys. If you're not putting money in the bank, is the savings account ever going to grow? No. Same thing, if you're not out there planting the seeds with your work, you're never going to reap success. You are never going to have anything that you desire because you'll just take whatever life hands you, and life will give you, when you don't ask for much, when you don't work for much, life will give you just that minimum amount, just enough to get by, just enough to make it to the next day, the next month, the next year, just enough. Okay? The hardest part, there's so many different things. You guys want to know more about the law of sowing and reaping? Everybody teaches it amazingly. And I could go and spend a whole half hour on just sowing and reaping, different ways to reap even better. But what I wanted to talk about tonight was something that I read in a book. Oh, I'm trying to think of what book it was. It was actually just the other day. I was reading a couple different books. It was actually, so I don't know if you guys have seen my picture. So it's the Go for No for network marketers. Okay, amazing insight in there for any industry, regardless of where you're at. But it was written specifically for network marketers. It's Go for No, and in there, it's got different stories from different network marketing leaders in several different companies. This wasn't a company book. This was an industry book. And in there, somebody is telling the story. I wish I had it right now so I could just read it to you. But they're telling a story about one of their successes and failures and then successes again. All right? And they talk about the law of sowing and reaping. And they said the problem with most people is they look at the law of sowing and reaping. They say if I make 100 phone calls, I should get 10 new teammates by the end of the week. That's the way it is, because I did 100, 10% of 100, 10 new people, done deal. That's not the way sowing and reaping works. If any of you guys have ever known a farmer, if any of you guys have never known somebody who is out there planting seeds, okay? Maybe you've just gone out and your mom has a flower garden and you've watched her plant, okay? Does she go out one day, plant a seed, cover it up, water it some, walk out, and all of a sudden wakes up tomorrow morning and there's this big, beautiful bouquet of roses. There's a farmer go out, sprinkle seeds across his field, go back in for the day, and come back tomorrow, and all of a sudden he's got, stalks of corn growing up everywhere. He's got his potatoes over here. I mean, everything is just perfect. That's not the way it works. There is a season to sow, and then there is a season to reap. Okay, guys? 2 different seasons. When a farmer goes and does that, he's planting in the spring, and then he reaps in the fall. 2 different seasons. Okay, and some people understand that. They understand, oh, okay, so I'm gonna sow one day and I'll reap the next day. But they're missing a whole season within there. So many people are like, oh, I'm planting seeds, I did all the work, it's so hard. Well, the thing is, you're forgetting that summer is in there. Anybody, how many of you guys like summer? Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? If anybody says they like summer, chances are you haven't spent it in Florida, in Texas, in Phoenix, Arizona, anywhere down south, anywhere in the heart of the desert, okay? Anywhere there's humidity or 3-digit temperatures, all right? I'm just going to be honest. If you like that, you're the odd one out, okay? Don't ruin my analogy for me. But nobody really enjoys humidity and all that stuff. You go out, you try to work in the summer, you sweat, it's hard, you get tired easier, things are just dragging you down. Okay, I remember going out to football practice in the summer, and oh my gosh, you felt like you were gonna die because you're sitting inside these pads and it's like an oven. You just take your hand, you stick it out here, okay, it's a 98 degrees outside, and you stick it inside your pads, and all of a sudden you feel like it's cooking. So you pull it back out and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like the AC, okay? And so you're super stoked. And so anyways, okay, summer is hot, it's humid, it's miserable. But that's the period between your success, or your reaping and your sowing, between your work and your success. And if anybody's ever looked at a farmer, he doesn't go out, plant seeds in the spring, and then go and kick back all summer long. Okay, that's not the case. I've just recently, this past summer, I was actually talking with a farmer a lot. I saw him pretty much every day, and I mean, he would come in and we would just talk. The guy was beat at the end of the day. He was getting up 4, 5 a.m., working all day long, pausing only long enough for breaks. And he's coming, it's like 7 o'clock at night. He is just tired and beat, and he needs to relax. And I'm like, oh yeah, so you got to go home and kind of kick your feet up, right? Now you got to go watch some TV while you have dinner? No. He's like, I got to go back out. He's like, I've got more stuff I got to do. I've got a whole nother field I've got to take care of. I probably won't get to bed tonight till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then I'm hopping up at 4 or 5 a.m. just to start it all over. He's like, this is my summer. That's what I do. It's like, and it only gets busier whenever I go to get my success, get my crop in. And it blew my mind. But the thing is, people, they don't notice that when they're trying to chase success in something. They're sitting here thinking, oh, I'm going to call 100 people, and if I call 100 people, then I can stop, and then sometime eventually I'm going to get my 10 signups. Guys, it doesn't work like that. I hate to break it to you. You go call 100 people, and then don't stop. Just stop, okay? Don't do anything. If you don't believe me, go call 100 people, okay? Tell them about your opportunity. Tell them about your business, your product, your whatever, okay? Tell them about it, and then just stop. Say, okay, I'm done. Come check back in with me in 6 months. If you find your 10 people, if you got your 10 people off of doing that, tell me what you said, because you're magic. You're defying the laws of life. You're defying the laws of success. Okay? That's not the way it works. You got to go, you got to call 100 people, you're going to call 100 more and 100 more and 100 more, and you're going to follow up with all those hundreds over and over and over and over, and you're going to keep doing that. Okay? You're going to go through that summer period where you're working hard, you're sweating, you're dying, you're wishing you could just quit. Okay? But as long as you keep going, persevere until you get to the fall. Okay, when it's the harvest season, that's when life says, hey, good job. You planted in the spring, worked in the summer, guess what? It's time for your fall. It's time for your harvest, and it's time for you to reap all of the rewards for the work that you put in. But you guys have to be willing to put that work in. You have to be willing to take the time, be patient, and understand that all good things will come. Okay? I don't mean you wait, okay, and wait for one particular person. If you're in network marketing and you're trying to recruit somebody, okay, that doesn't mean you wait for one person to join and say, oh, that's my being patient. I just mean be patient on results to come in. Do the actions, but don't check your gauges, all right? Don't sit there and be like, well, I called 100 people today, but nobody joined yet. Call 100 people. Nobody joins. Great. Call 100 people the next time. Great. Call 100 people the next time. Stop looking at where you're at and look at where you want to go. Because as long as you're doing those actions, as long as you're working, life will give you what you deserve. You will receive anything that you ask life for. And the way you ask life is you go put in the work. Okay? That point blank. Go put in the work and you will have it. So guys, back to that elephant in the room. Go work so hard that you want to quit. Go work so hard that you just wish there was another way. And then keep working. Because if you can push past that wall, you'll be amazed at what's on the other side. And I'm not talking about a second wind. I'm not talking about you thinking, oh my gosh, like I can keep going. Past that, okay? Let's forget that, okay? Forget hitting your second wind. I just mean the success that is on the other side of that wall will be something that blows your mind. It will be something that, I mean, you'll be working and working and working and seeing nothing and nothing. And all of a sudden it just comes to you in droves. You're going to be, your jaw will drop. You'll get to the point where all of a sudden things are just coming to you and you haven't worked. Okay? Now, I don't mean like you haven't worked as in you haven't done anything. But I mean, people will start reaching out to you saying, hey, I want to work with you. I'm on your team, but I need a little bit of guidance. You're going to be like, wow, somebody's reaching out to me. Now I've got something else to go and do. I'm not having to go and manually plant the seeds in the ground. Now my job is to go care for those plants that are growing up. And life will say, oh, wait a minute. Hey, look at that. You're working harder now because you're helping those plants grow. Okay, you're helping other people grow. And when life sees you working harder, sees you pushing further than you ever have, life starts to give you more than you've ever gotten. Guys, it's the law of success. So don't quit. Keep going. Keep faith. Keep remembering what it is that you started for. And if that doesn't motivate you, find something else. Don't stick with the same dream. That's a big issue that some people make is they sit there, they're like, oh, I'm going to work really hard because I want to make $1,000 a month. All of a sudden they start putting the work in, they realize, I don't know if $1,000 a month is all that important to me anymore. Well, maybe the $1,000 a month isn't it, but maybe the extra 4 hours that you get to have with your family because you buy back some of your time is. And change it up. Find out what makes it worth it. Because that's all life is doing. Life is trying to say, hey, is your goal really worth it? And if you can find a goal that lets you push past whatever life is trying to throw at you, that lets you stand up after life has knocked you down, you can have anything in this world that you want. You can have anything. Time, money, freedom, impact, service. I don't care what it is that you're going after. Find a vision that pulls you there and you'll make it. Find a vision that pulls you through the times where you're going to want to quit and you'll make it. Guys, I want you to know that if you can do that, okay, if you can stay motivated, people will start to come out. There's a lot of people rooting for you. You may not know it yet. You may be sitting there thinking, well, nobody really wants me to succeed. I called 20 people. They all told me no. That doesn't mean they don't want you to succeed. They're probably just a little afraid. Okay, and they're watching from the shadows and they're waiting to see, hey, how's things going? Okay, remember what I said? Knock down on your knees. People are sitting there watching. Oh yeah, he's on his knees. I don't know. I didn't think he'd make it. I hoped he did, but I didn't think he did. All of a sudden you stand up, people will say, whoa. Okay? That's the way it'll happen. That's the way success will come to you. Stand back up when you get knocked down. Don't let life take you for its own ride. I believe in you guys. I know that you can have anything that you want. I know that you can have any success that you're chasing. You've just got to be willing to stand up more times than you fall down. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Now go out, make your future a reality. Make your dreams a reality. Make everything happen, because I know that you can.